Welcome everyone to Who Ask Reviews. Today I'm joined again by Gio and Daniel to discuss yet another game. The game we'll be discussing today is Subnautica. This game was released back in 2018 and we will tell you now why we decided to pick this game to review.
Okay, having played Subnautica myself and finished the whole game, including the second one, I thought that these two maniacs that haven't played good games like Subnautica should try it out, or at least see what it's all about, because it's quite unique in my eyes and it's definitely a game worth talking about, even though it's quite old right now.
From what I've seen about the game, I like the lore a lot, because you strand, of course, you're in a shipwreck, if that's what you can call it, because it's
you
quite
get
futuristic.
beamed out of the sky, yeah, and you crash. There's a ship involved, and you get wrecked. So yeah.
Yeah, so a shipwreck, but then futuristic, of course. But I really like the lore around. You really gotta explore yourself, getting thrown into the deep to explore to explore yourself, and you don't get a lot of things to work with at first. You really gotta scan a lot, because you use these scanners to make sure you learn new stuff in the game.
Yeah, even though there's a linear story, you still just gotta go out, explore, encounter new areas, and find your way into getting new things to work with. And the more you get, the more advanced the gameplay becomes.
Yeah. How was the start for you in Subnautica?
If Daniel wasn't there, I would be lost in 10 seconds.
Yes.
Yeah.
But would you find your way fast enough again to enjoy playing the game, or would you just give up?
Well, I might know what to do eventually, but I would be terrified the entire time.
Why would you be terrified?
It's just the ocean with big fish.
You don't like the ocean?
That eat you.
Okay, yes. But there are not big fish everywhere. There are also these little fish with the eyeballs.
Well, you didn't notice, but I got jump scared by those little things that pop out of walls and they explode.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't encounter them.
Oh, I didn't encounter them.
In the first area, you want to just explore, go into the little caves. It looks all peaceful, there's nothing going on, and then suddenly there's a fish that really just likes to explode, that comes out of a little hole in the wall and just goes after you top speed.
Oh no,
To blow itself up in your face.
This is quite scary.
It's not scary when you expect it, but the first time.
Yeah, it can always surprise you, jump scare you, but I think the point that makes the game scary to some, because it's definitely not a horror game. You can have a discussion about it, but in my opinion, it definitely isn't. But the sound design, the atmosphere, the whole feel and look of the game make it so that scary stuff is scary, or like
Random screeches.
Yeah, and just the sounds make you feel immersed, so that when something scary happens, you feel like you're actually in it, sort of. I
was quite confused though about some of the sounds and music that starts playing once you get to maybe a certain region, because it feels like you're in combat or you're fighting a big monster, but you're just
swimming,
chilling. Yes, you're just swimming. So
yeah,
I was
it
a bit
didn't feel
confused
epic or like there was something bad going on. It's just
definitely felt like something bad was gonna happen.
It felt like, at least for me, it felt like I was gonna encounter something big, you know. But this was just the music that starts playing.
Once again, you should definitely check out the soundtrack, or at least the song that plays when you're the Cyclops, the big submarine. If you somehow manage to wreck it or it's about to explode, you need to evacuate. The song that starts playing there, that's definitely you're in trouble.
So it can explode.
If you're a big idiot and you bump into everything, or you get assaulted by half of the sea life in the whole ocean, yeah.
Okay, well that's...
you can repair it as well, right?
Yeah, you just have to find the weak spot in the hole, go out and repair it while you're deep in the ocean.
So you don't have to rebuild the entire thing?
No, unless you completely F up. You don't. Normally you can repair it unless the whole thing explodes.
Would you say it's easy to crash the Cyclops? Or
I've never had it destroyed, and it's even quite hard to get yourself killed if you know what you're doing.
Well, we almost got completely destroyed by crabs.
crabs.
Yeah.
The four-legged
What was
crabs.
it called? What was it
I don't know
called?
what
Do you
those
know
things
it's
are.
I don't know. It's been a while since I played the full game.
Okay.
But generally, I think the game's purpose, also because there's no real actual weapons, is to just run from danger or at least avoid it.
Yeah.
So, and it makes the game scarier too.
Do you
So
have
knife.
any other weapons than the knife I saw? On the
No, I think they tried to implement it because the game was in development for like 10 years or something like that. Because it's a very small game studio that made it, and they did a really good job in the end. But they were trying to implement weapons, then they realized that took a lot of effort and wasn't worth it. And then they implemented a lore reason that the only thing you can make with the fabricator is a knife, since there was like a big mass murder case or like a riot where people killed each other
okay.
on some random
So
planet.
so they made it so people can't make big weapons
Yeah, you
anymore.
can only make a knife.
Well, what is the rifle thing we found?
That's just to stun stuff.
Okay, so it's all safe. Okay, yeah, well, I
Safe.
definitely found safe. Yeah, I definitely found the combat a bit janky when you were fighting. Well, when I was fighting the crabs, couldn't hit them with the knife half the time. But
Yeah, and
I
the
guess-
focus isn't on the
Yeah, it's
on the
not on the
land
combat.
stuff.
I really like the lore in the game. There's a lot of lore which you gotta
Yeah.
find out going through the game. I think you pick up data files or things
Yeah,
that
well-
you can expand your lore knowledge on.
Initially, you aren't the only one that gets into one of those escape pods that you land with, and you get to pick up radio signals from other people. You get to find their life pods, and somehow they all end up being taken away, eaten, drowned, whatever you want to call it.
Do you encounter one of these people, or are they all?
You're
disappear?
very much alone in
Okay.
the first game,
Oh.
and there's people that want to come pick you up. They get blown up, so loneliness is definitely a theme, I suppose.
Yeah, I guess it embraces the exploration a little bit more.
And it makes it even more fun when you're 800 meters deep into the ocean, where it's like almost pitch black, and there's all kinds of creatures around that want to kill you.
Can you even kill those things?
You can kill everything in the game almost, but like I said,
With the knife.
You will actually
Even
stab
with the knife?
You will stab the leviathans.
well, if you really want to be a guy that kills the leviathans, at some point you get the prawn suit, I think it's called, which is like a mech kind of thing that you normally just use to get around, to drill with. It has some two arms that can do stuff, have tools on them. But if you're really a jerk, you just punch leviathans to death.
Oh my god.
If you know what you're doing, otherwise you're just dead.
Hardcore, yeah.
Like I said, I don't think they intended that to be a thing. They mostly just want you to be scared and run away.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I honestly really like how much things you can make in the game. You have to really discover a lot of stuff to make a lot of different things. That's something I really enjoyed about the game, because it makes you want to explore. There's a real big purpose about exploring, because it makes you able to get more
Yeah,
stuff.
you'll constantly find new stuff, new creatures. There's always something to do, and generally there's quite a chill vibe to it, unless you get into certain areas, which really I haven't had that with most games. That feeling, and I could definitely just play for hours
It's
on
really
end.
relaxing.
But,
Also, great visuals, in my opinion.
yeah, and the sound design. We haven't played it with, or you two haven't played it with the headphones on, but with headphones and just relaxing on your own, it's definitely a really great game to relax to, for the most part. Unless you're drowning.
Yeah, I didn't feel chill at all while playing.
No, I know. That's for some people that's different.
Might just be me though.
Yeah, well,
the
yeah.
ocean. No, I get it. You're a bit afraid because you can't. Sometimes it's water which you can't see through very well, or it has other, all different limitations which makes you feel like you're going into the unknown. And there's a lot of screeches sometimes, or a lot of different fish that you don't know what they do, and that might be scary. But overall, I don't think it's a very scary game. I think it's a
I don't think it's supposed to be scary either.
no. That's
Oh,
what
they
they've done,
definitely
so-
did
oh.
put an emphasis on some parts and just like more like horror, not so.
Yeah, but I mean the entire game. The
Yeah,
isn't meant
more
to
like
be
suspense.
scary.
No,
Yeah.
no. But there's definitely atmosphere that they're going for that makes you feel
Alone.
uneasy or
Alone,
very.
uneasy, unwell.
I can't find the word. It's not horror, but it's like they don't rely on jump scares. More on the feeling like you're in danger.
There's
or
a constant anxiety.
that is extreme, but yeah,
For me, at least.
yeah. But then again, you two haven't made it too deep, and if you go deeper, it gets more varied. And there's definitely some regions where you are in constant danger.
I just thought about what it would be like in real life, and I wouldn't be able to swim that far
No, we would have all died
We would-
already
I
in
would
the
have died.
first day.
immediately.
But yeah, it being a survival game, there's plenty of stuff to craft, base building, all that stuff, which is always nice.
Yeah,
And
so if you go much deeper, you get a lot more dangerous kind of monsters or fish or whatever you would call them.
yeah,
And once you go down, is there also more alien structures? Because you've told me there's aliens that basically ruled the planet
yeah.
before there was a virus.
hmm
And once you go down, there is still remains of the alien society.
Yeah, along the story, you just get objectives like this facility has this going on, where they researched some certain stuff that you want to find out about, and it just takes you deeper and deeper into more dangerous areas. And yes, there is alien structures there too, because they
Okay.
built their stuff down there for some reason.
If you think about it, they're not the aliens.
Yes,
I know.
this is very true.
That's very deep. That's
Yeah.
a very deep thought.
We are the aliens for diving onto their planet. Well, collapsing onto their planet.
But to be
because-
honest,
They
an
do dive
alien
into
is
their
anything
planet
that's
as well.
not from our planet. So they're still aliens, but we are an alien too.
Yeah.
Just depends on the perspective.
Yeah. Well, if you go a lot deeper, so like
Yeah.
all the way down, is there also some kind of final boss down there, or? Is there
Well, like I
mostly-
said, fighting is not really a game feature much, but all the way down there's definitely unique creatures to certain areas, and
But you just gotta
even some
run
friendly
away
ones.
from them most of the time. Is what the game intends you to do.
yeah, just stay safe.
Okay. And go around.
Yeah.
Does anything even speak to you, or only the PDA things?
You have the people, of course, but like I said, there are some friendly and more intelligent creatures. Like one of the Leviathans, I think, is trying to communicate with you. But I don't remember the details. But there's definitely, like, they have some psychological communication. So you suddenly have this voice in your head, like you're going mad or something. And you start seeing things, but it's just that creature trying to communicate with you.
Telepathic fish.
So what is he trying to tell you?
I'm not sure whether it was that he was dying of the bacteria or something else,
okay.
or that one of the young ones was dying.
Oof.
Let's just say the planet is kind of going to shit.
Okay, yeah. And then they ask you to save the planet, basically.
Well, the only way to get off is by eradicating the bacteria, from what I remember.
Do we know how the bacteria got there in the first place?
Oof, you're going a bit deep into the lore, and
Yeah.
I'm not sure what caused it now. But the second game takes place on the same planet again.
Oh. But in
there's
the
some time
first
in
game,
between.
you do escape the planet.
Yeah, you do.
But you go back.
I have no clue what happens after. But the second game, you're a different character.
Oh, okay. Okay, so a different story.
Different part of the planet too.
Yeah. Okay.
Below zero, indicating that it's kind of cold there. So it's like the North or South Pole.
Okay.
And you have penguin-looking animals, which I'm sure you would enjoy.
I would enjoy it very much. So.
And there's more land-based exploration, which I think you said you like too, being on the ship, just
Yeah.
walking instead of swimming constantly.
For me, the ship was a really nice change of pace because, of course, the sea is or the ocean. It's very beautiful, very great visuals. But the ship, like a nice structure that you can explore, I found was really great. And you have to try and enter the ship. You have to put on a radiation suit to make sure you don't die of radiation poisoning in the ship.
Yeah.
I think that's very creative, very well done. But I still think that to explore the ship, they could have added more interaction with basically with the human remains. There was, of course, a lot of human remains from the ship, but maybe more speech or more indication that there were a lot of people on the ship than there was now. So
well, that's one thing I missed.
I'm sorry, what?
It did say everyone basically got eaten.
They did say everyone got eaten.
Well,
yeah, they said that the life forms
yeah.
there had parts of human in their digestive.
By the
human
crabs,
tissues in
by
their
the
stomach.
by the little
basically.
crabs, yeah.
Yeah, they all turn into food. But yeah, there's definitely a constant sense of progression because you constantly keep on unlocking new stuff and getting a part of the next vehicle you can make. And the more stuff you unlock, the more varied the gameplay becomes. But in the end, it is a survival game, it is an open world game, but it does have a quite linear storyline, so...
Well,
replayability, some might disagree, but it's not too great, but playing it again does make me wanna play more.
Okay,
play through the game again.
How would you say the storyline is linear? Because you don't really get a direction that you have to go to. You really, well, it's an open world game.
Yeah, you can definitely do what you want, but the story doesn't change. It does have a certain pace, and it does take you to certain places that you have to go to anyways to unlock your new
okay, so you can go like anywhere you want, but you get less progress than when you go to the places you were designated to go to. Okay.
But would you recommend the game yourself, or with what you've played?
From what I've played, I don't know how long the game is supposed to be.
If you take your time a bit, but you do focus on the story, it's probably like 30 hours. There's plenty.
Yeah, I saw someone playing for at least 20. So.
Okay, damn, that's a long time. Well, I mean, for me that would be a long time.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I would remain playing the game for a very long time in a row. That is, but I would definitely give the game a chance because I really like games that have a lot of lore involved into it, that you have to find out yourself going on. But I don't really like that there's a lot of scanning to do, and there's. I also get easily spooked by these dangerous creatures. It's very hard to not be scared by those. So I would like it more if there would be a combat option or a way to defeat them rather than run away from them. So that's the things that would be preventing me from playing the game. But as of now, I would definitely recommend the game. And Gio?
I would also recommend the game, actually. Considering it's a survival game, and I don't know many survival games that go underwater, it's pretty unique in that sense.
Yeah.
So if you like survival games, I would definitely play it.
Open world in a way too.
Yeah.
It's just my relationship with the ocean isn't great.
Just RL...
Just the fear in general.
Yeah, it's just fear. But in general, I would recommend.
Water.
Okay.
It's just the void.
Oh.
Actual void.
Just don't go to the edge of the map.
She will just get eaten.
The part of the map that you crash on is shallow in comparison to the rest of the planet. So the edges of the map are just going straight down, open ocean, full of leviathans that come at you.
So they basically mark the edges by a lot of beasts.
The edge of the map doesn't really exist, but once you go past it, you just get eaten eventually.
Just die.
Okay, yeah.
It's the same as in one of the maps in Ark, I remember, which is the desert one, Scorched Earth. If you go to the edge of it, it's the big open desert, and there's big sandworms that eat you. So
okay, yeah.
it's an interesting way of marking the edge. It's better than Skyrim or Fallout, those Bethesda games. You can't go this way.
Okay, yeah, well, that's
it
also
just gets
weird.
foggy and you can't go this way.
A good old invisible wall.
No, I like this creative way of marking the edge of a border in those
Yeah,
games.
game limitations that are explained via lore are always fun in a way. Like, we don't have weapons
Because it is like this.
like a massive incident happened with lots of people dying. Have a knife.
Okay, that was it for this week. I hope you enjoyed listening, and we'll have a podcast up again next week. Thanks for listening and goodbye.